So, just to kind of get into it really fast as I'm doing this, the most important thing I would say if you are a growing artist and you are learning going forward and you're really growing up in in your artistic way is that you really need to draw from photos, and I don't mean like use photos as reference. I mean obviously this is part of that, but you should be drawing from photos, and honestly from real life if you can. But when you're drawing from photos, you're filling your mind with the knowledge that you need for the activity that you need. That is really important. You don't want to keep doing this and going entirely like the whole point is to draw from our imagination, but the main way to draw from our imagination is to draw from photos, and you're filling your mind with realistic references. No matter what you draw in the future, you're almost always going to have to use photo reference as a professional. Always. Not always, sorry, not always, but many times. But because you hadn't drawn it before. So I'll give you a quick example. I did a job where I needed to draw sharks, and I generally knew how to draw a shark from my mind. Generally, that was true. It was absolutely fine to do that, and that's not a big deal to do that, right? Like I drew the shark, but I needed a more realistic version of the shark. I needed to look up sharks again because even though I had drawn it in the past, right? Even though I had that experience, I needed that reference because I just hadn't drawn a shark in like couple of years, and that's kind of what's the big part of this whole thing. I needed that reference. If without that reference, it was gonna look good, but it wasn't gonna look as realistic. Like areas of the gills, how like how much mass the gills take up of a shark, for example. So you, as a warm up, I would even recommend it as a warm up. Spend 20 minutes or just picking anything you want. Could be an animal, could be a person. Just pick a photo and just draw it. Absolutely. It's going to help a lot. And do it thoughtfully. Look at different aspects of what you're drawing. So if you're drawing a person, look at different aspects of their face, of their hair, of the way certain things are turning. Um, those things will come back and make your creations from your mind 10 times better. 10 times better. Just like the stuff you're doing for your mind is going to be so much better, so much stronger just from doing that alone. Um, I mean, I know we are different. I would say the person that I'm talking to the most on this channel, you, the person I'm talking to somebody that wants to create stuff from their mind. Some people never want to do that, and that's completely fine. Some people draw beautiful paintings and beautiful drawings from reference their entire art career, and that is totally fine. But for you, and I think what this channel is all about, is getting to the point where you can draw anything you want from your mind's eye, right? And so for you guys who I'm talking to, whoever that is, if that's you, draw from photos. I think the biggest habit, the worst habit, is that somebody tends to think of reference as like the enemy, like cheating, like they're not doing what they need to do. The thing is, it's part of the process. It's not just necessary. It is literally like, I'm saying it's not just like something you do to help. It is necessary for the process of you drawing cooler things and cooler, spaceships. I'll give you another example really fast. If we're looking at things like, let's look at aliens, for example. A lot of these aliens you see, let's just take like the Cloverfield monster or something like that. These monsters look believable. The reason they look believable is because they are with the basically whoever designed them referenced real animals in order to make them look a certain way. So, for example, areas of the leg, right? The raised heel, that's from like lizards, dinosaurs, dogs, cats, right? Areas of the maybe areas of the shoulder would be humanoid. You're looking at human anatomy. Whoever did that was referencing real items, and that's what makes it real. That was an entire class that we did at Art Center. That was such a large, large part. At Art Center, for example, we had to take apart real machinery, and I would say like real mechanical items, in order to, and then put it back together And the whole point of that was so we can learn something about mechanics in order to make our fake gun, like robot stuff, our fake stuff look believable. The whole point is to make it look like it could exist. So take that for what it's worth. Thank you so much. You're awesome. I want to see you later and we'll talk soon.